week. It is Wednesday. I'm going to go really fast because I have a lot of things that I want to talk to you guys about. I woke up really early this morning and I went to go get my blood tested because they want to test my blood. And they couldn't find my vein. Again, this is like the 50 millionth time that this has happened, and so I got both arms pricked. And then I went to Planned Parenthood, and they gave me HIV testing, but they lost my first HIV test, and then they had to give me a second one, and I'm negative. So woo-hoo for that. Then I picked up my chem midterm, and that wasn't good. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Then I went to Spanish, where we had a substitute, and we have a midterm on Friday, and our teacher hasn't been in class for over 2 weeks. And we also have a paper due Friday that I've gotten no help on because we don't have a teacher, and so that's not good. Then I went to genetics, where we were learning about forensics and statistics about forensics and genetics and stuff, and I was just so confused, and it was so terrifying. And then I went to discussion, and I was so labored, and I was just sitting there like, oh my god, this is so laboring. And then from then I went to take a midterm in my GWS class, and I was like, yeah, I'm so smart. And maybe, I don't know, because whenever I take midterm, usually it doesn't end up well. And then I ran to the BART station right after that to go to my Planned Parenthood appointment, and then I got there and they were like, oh, you look tired, and I was like, oh my god, I am tired. But I digress, because we're supposed to be talking about color blindness, and color blindness, vision, but I'm colorblind in reds and greens, and I know that's rare. Oh my god, it's sex-linked, you are crazy. And Cornelius made a point to tell me that I failed twice. Thanks, Cornelius, I get that. It wasn't my fault, it was my parents' fault. Usually when I tell people that I'm red-green colorblind, their first questions are like, oh my god, what does Christmas look like? And then I'm like, I'm a Jew. And that makes them feel awkward, but in reality, I'm not really Jewish. I'm atheist, but it's a lot easier to tell people that you're Jewish than atheist because I don't want to have to get into an argument. And in Escondido, you'd probably get in an argument with someone if you were going to say that you were atheist. But again, I digress. Other questions are, can you drive? Which is like, yes, I can see that the top is lit up and that the bottom is lit up. This is not even a legitimate question. And then usually if there's something red or green around, they'll be like, oh my god, what's the color of that? What's the color of grass? And then there's Rosie, who's just like, you're like a dog, which I really appreciate. But I mean, dogs are fully colorblind, and I'm just red-green colorblind, so I'd like to think of myself as above dogs, yet still subhuman. I don't really know how to explain colorblindness, like how I see the world, so I'm going to put a link in the doobly-doo, and you guys can go to this wonderful site where it shows you like pictures of how normal people are, and then pictures of how subhuman people colorblindness are, and that's helpful. And I'm going to go now because I have a Spanish midterm on Friday and a Spanish paper due on Friday, and I have to choreograph a dance, and then I also have to read half of a novel tonight, and then I have to go sign a lease tomorrow, and then after that I have a cardiologist appointment on Friday, and then I'm flying home, so I am a little busy, and yet I am still happy, and I'm eating Cheerios for dinner, and it's so nom nom delicious, because I'm poor and I can't afford